Hello students. In the last video we taught you how to solve equations where the the unknown appears on both sides of the equation. So we're going to continue solving equations like that. And there's just a slight difference between these equations and ones that we've done in the previous video. So looking at the first equation, 2y take 11 equals 4, subtract 3y. The only difference is instead of there being a plus 3y, there's a minus 3y. Now, let's assume that we try to use the same philosophy as we did in the last video and subtract 2y from both sides because that's smaller than 3. Well, 2y take 2y is fine, but subtract 3y is the same as plus negative 3y, and negative 3y subtract 2y gives us negative 5y. And the problem, of course, is we've got a negative coefficient in front of the y. So you can still solve that. It's not wrong, but it's easier if you can avoid negative coefficients. So if you have, in this case, one of your two terms involving the unknown being subtracted, the best thing to do is just add it. So I'm going to go plus 3y to both sides. Let's see what happens when I do that. Minus 3y plus 3y, that cancels out, or subtracts out if you want to be slightly more precise. 2y plus 3y is 5y, subtract 11 equals 4. And notice by adding 3y to both sides, I've kept my coefficient on y positive. So if one of your two terms involving the unknown is subtracted, then add that term to both sides. Okay, now we can just finish it off the usual way. Undo the subtracting by adding, and divide both sides by 5, or just do that in your head and just write the answer. Okay, let's do a quick check. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 take 11 is negative 5. And 3 times 3 is 9. 4 subtract 9 is negative 5. So the two sides are equal, and therefore that's the solution. Okay, again, a slightly different situation here. This time I'm subtracting 4k on the left, and I'm subtracting 2k on the right. So I want to try to do a step that leaves me with a positive coefficient on the unknown. Now, if I add 2k to both sides, that's fine. That's going to disappear. But negative 4k plus 2k, that's still negative 2k. So when they're both subtraction, you're better off adding the term that has the larger negative coefficient. In this case, I'm going to add 4k to both sides rather than 2k. Let's see how that works. So minus 4k plus 4k, that disappears, leaving just negative 6 equals 6. Minus 2k plus 4k is plus 2k. So that's left us with a positive coefficient on the k. Okay, we've done equations like this before, so we can subtract 6 from both sides. That leaves us with 2k on the right. Negative 6 take 6 is negative 12, not 0. I'm sure some of you were thinking that's a 0 there. And we finish off by dividing both sides by 2. I'll write the k on the left-hand side. Negative 12 divided 2 is negative 6. Okay, let's check this. This is a little bit trickier. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Negative 6 subtract negative 24 is the same as negative 6 plus 24, which gives me 18. Hopefully I've done that correctly. Let's try it on the right-hand side. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. 6 subtract negative 12 is the same as 6 plus positive 12, which is 18. And that's correct. So again, it might be easiest, just to be absolutely certain, if you actually use a calculator to substitute negative 6 on that side, substitute negative 6 on that side, and check that you end up with the same answer. Okay, it's now going to be time for you to try two of these equations. Okay, so away you go, and good luck. Okay, welcome back, students. Well, with the first one, we've got a 9h on the right, subtract 2h on the left. So the best thing to do is to add 2h to both sides. Minus 2h plus 2h disappears. 9h plus 2h is 11h. Take 8. Now we're down to a standard two-step equation. Add 8 to both sides. And that leaves me with 11h on that side and 22 on that side. Divide both sides by 11. And again, I'll write the h now on the left. 22 on 11 is 2. So I think h equals 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 14 minus 4 is 10. And 9 times 2 is 18. 18 minus 8 is 10. So the two sides are equal, and therefore h equals 2 is the correct answer. Okay, in the last one, well, I've got a minus 3y on the left, subtract 2y on the right. So if I want to keep my coefficient on y positive, I have to add 3y to both sides. Minus 3y plus 3y goes to 0, and 12 minus 0 is just 12. Minus 2y plus 3y is plus y, or 1y. And again, I can just solve this one in my head. I know that 8 plus 4 is 12, so y equals 4. Quick check. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So the two sides do evaluate to be the same. So therefore, y equals 4 is the correct answer.